the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rob Susan every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
AFP condemns reckless Chinese helicopter maneuver over Bajo de Masinloc. Philippine Army to strengthen reserve force and ROTC with LGU support. PNP reports decline in crimes nationwide. Revised senior high school curriculum to be implemented this school year.
Hello to everyone, especially to our troops at Camp Emilio Ginaldo in Quezon City. Today is Thursday, February 20, and this is AFP Community News, your source for the updates of the armed forces and other developments across the country. I am Rob Susanabay, here to bring you today's stories.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
For the brief overview of our news, Armed Forces of the Philippines condemned the reckless actions of a planned Navy helicopter that endangered the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources aircraft near Bajo de Masinloc. AFP spokesperson Colonel Francel Margaret Padilla asserted that the AFP will continue lawful maritime operations to protect the country's territorial integrity. She also called on the planned Navy to respect Philippine sovereignty and follow international law. Colonel Padilla said that the incident reflects a disregard for flight safety and internationally accepted norms on good airmanship.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
Relatedly, the Philippine Navy addressed concerns over the reported harassment of a patrolling Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources aircraft by a Chinese helicopter near Scarborough Shoal. Spokesperson for the West Philippine Sea Rear Admiral Roy Vincent Trinidad emphasized that the Armed Forces of the Philippines and Philippine Navy will adhere to domestic and international law while monitoring the situation. He assured that while the military does not control the actions of other claimant countries, including the planned Navy, they will not be provoked into illegal or coercive actions. Rear Admiral Trinidad stated that continuous monitoring of maritime developments remain in place.
Armed Forces Radio.
Let us hear more updates from Jai about 1301st Ready Reserve Infantry Battalion leads feeding program for Caloocan fire evacuees.
Yes, Rolf, the Charlie Company of the 1301st Ready Reserve Infantry Battalion conducted a feeding program for evacuees of the recent fire in Barangay 28, Caloocan City. Held at the evacuation center on Marcelo Street at Maypaho, the initiative supported 850 evacuees from 167 families in collaboration with the local government unit and Department of Social Welfare and Development. This effort highlights the military's community support during emergencies. This is Jai reporting for AFP Community News. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Jai.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The Philippine Army will strengthen its reserve force and enhance its ROTC programs through a partnership with the Union of Local Authorities of the Philippines. According to PA spokesperson Colonel Louis De Maala, both groups signed a memorandum of understanding with ULA pledging to mobilize local government units to support reservist companies and ROTC programs. The PA will provide training and expertise for establishing provincial mobilization centers to improve humanitarian assistance and local peace efforts. Army Chief Lieutenant General Roy Galido and the ULA President Dakila Carlo Cua affirmed their shared responsibility for national security.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The 15th Infantry Molave Warrior Battalion successfully concluded a 10-day work immersion program for 189 senior high school students from various Negros Occidental schools at Barangay Tiling, Kawayan. The program, held in collaboration with the Department of Education, offered hands-on experience in military-related tasks and classroom discussions on topics such as first aid, military discipline, disaster management, and the Army recruitment process. Students also participated in team-building activities and traditional military practices, like the Budal fight, to promote unity and discipline. 15th IB emphasized the importance of skills, knowledge, attitude, and discipline in personal and national development.
Forces Radio.
More updates from Shai about Israeli Ambassador OCD Chief discuss disaster preparedness collaboration.
Yes, good afternoon. Israeli Ambassador Ilan Floss visited the Office of Civil Defense, where OCD Administrator Undersecretary Ariel F. Nepomuceno and other officials welcomed him recently. They discussed strengthening disaster preparedness strategies through Israel's disaster management expertise. Ambassador Floss emphasized Israel's readiness to assist during calamities and explored potential collaborations on advanced technologies, urban resilience, and addressing chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear threats. Undersecretary Nepomuceno expressed interest in partnerships to enhance the Philippines' disaster response capabilities. This is Shai Rivera reporting for AFP Community News, One AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Thank you so much, Shaira.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
Residents of Sitio San Isidro, Barangay San Jose, Antipolo City held a peace rally to oppose the possible return of the CPP-NPA in Rizal and Central Luzon. The event, led by local leaders and residents, demonstrated support for the government's initiatives to maintain peace in the now insurgency-free Rizal province. Chairperson Rogelio Cruz emphasized the community's unity in supporting the government programs aimed at ending armed conflict and promoting sustainable peace and development. Participants carried placards and banners advocating peace and rejecting violence.
DWDD National News.
For our national news, the Philippine National Police reported that crime incidents declined nationwide. PNP records show a 26.76% drop in focus crimes from 4,817 cases between January 1 and February 14, 2024 to 3,528 cases in the same period in 2025. Focus crimes include theft, robbery, rape, murder, homicide, physical injury, and carnapping of motorcycles and motor vehicles. PNP Chief General Romel Francisco Marbel said these figures reflect the agency's firm commitment in ensuring safer communities.
Armed Forces Radio.
And now from Lenore, let us hear some information about Vietnam Defense Attaché visits Philippine Air Force Chief to strengthen military ties.
Senior Colonel Luong Van Man, Vietnam's defense attaché to the Philippines, paid a courtesy call on Major General Ulysses Marquez, Chief of Air Staff at the Philippine Air Force Headquarters in Pasay City. Major General Marquez expressed appreciation for Senior Colonel Luong's efforts in enhancing defense relations. Both leaders reaffirmed the commitment in bolstering military cooperation and promoting regional peace and stability. This is Leonor Tanap reporting for FP Community News, One FP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Leonor.
DWDD National News.
The Department of Agriculture through the National Food Authority released rice stocks to local government units yesterday. This is in line with the government's declaration of a food security emergency on rice. Agriculture Secretary Francisco Chu Laurel Jr. led the turnover right at an NFA warehouse in Valenzuela City with Metro Manila Council President San Juan City Mayor Francis Zamora. Chu Laurel said this is just the beginning and they expect more local government units to participate in this effort. He also added that the NFA plans to release 25,000 metric tons of rice monthly during the food security emergency, noting the volume could be increased as needed.
DWDD National News.
Around 4 out of 10 Filipinos have identified themselves as supporters of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. This is based on the Tugon ng Masa survey conducted by Octa Research from January 25 to 31. Broken down by area, Marcos support remained high in the National Capital Region and the Visayas with 39% and 37% respectively. Meanwhile, balanced Luzon was the highest at 47%.
Forces Radio.
And now from Solcom, let's hear some information from Jess about 76 IB clashes with armed group in Pola Oriental, Mindoro.
Yes, Rolf. A legitimate armed encounter took place in Barangay Misong, Pola, Oriental Mindoro yesterday morning, February 19, as part of the ongoing military operation against armed terrorists to maintain peace and order in the island of Mindoro. The 76th Infantry Victrix Battalion under the 203rd Infantry Bantay Kapayapan Brigade conducted the operation against remaining members of the dismantled KLG-ICM. Due to the continued cooperation of Pola residents and the local government led by Mayor Jennifer M. Cruz, authorities quickly identified the suspicious individuals in the area. This prompted the launch of an operation to verify reports and ensure the safety of Pola's residents. As the military intensifies its campaign against insurgency, Colonel Eric D. Guevara, acting brigade commander, reaffirmed the government's commitment to peace and stability. He expressed gratitude for the unwavering support of Pola's residents and called on the remaining members of the armed group to surrender and reintegrate into society. The 203rd Infantry Brigade remains open to those willing to abandon the path of violence and choose a peaceful future. Authorities continue to monitor developments in the area, and further updates will be provided as the situation unfolds. This is Just from Solcom reporting for AFP Community News 1 AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Jess from Solcom.
DWDD National News.
For other national news, President Ferry Marcos Jr. signed into law a measure fixing the term of office of the Philippine Coast Guard Commandant. Republic Act 12122 fixes the PCG Commandant's term to 3 years to ensure the agency's stability. Based on the law, the PCG head shall be compulsorily retired upon completion of the maximum term or upon relief by the President. The PCG Commandant shall have a Command at Sea badge and must have served as District Commander of the agency.
DWDD National News.
The Commission on Elections has promulgated an anti-discrimination rule during the campaign period. This classifies bullying or discrimination as an election offense. COMELEC Chairperson George Irwin Garcia said during the election period, any person who directly or indirectly committing acts of bullying on the basis of HIV status, coercion, discrimination against women, discrimination against PWDs shall be liable for an election offense. He also warned that if bullying or discrimination happens, the agency will not hesitate to file a case and disqualify those who violate.
Armed Forces Radio.
Let us hear a report on the ground from Mike about JTF NCR receives new gym equipment from AFP Mbay.
Yes, the Joint Task Force National Capital Region received new gym equipments from the Armed Forces and Police Mutual Benefits Association Incorporated at Camp General Emilio Aguinaldo, Quezon City. The donation includes a bench press, shoulder press, and incline press to support the fitness and well-being of JTF NCR personnel. The JTF NCR commander expressed gratitude for AFP Imbay's support, emphasizing its role in enhancing physical readiness and operational effectiveness. This is Mike reporting for AFP Community News 1 AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Thank you,
Yes,
Mike.
the Joint Task Force.
DWDD National News.
The implementing rules and regulations for the expanded career progression for teachers and school heads were signed by the Education Secretary Sonny Angara and Budget Secretary Amena Pangandaman. The initiative aims to improve the salary and employment conditions of more than 90,000 teachers. Angara said this IRR is what the teachers and principals have been waiting for a long time, and they will have a high chance to get promoted and have a better salary. The IRR includes career progression guidelines for teachers 4 to 7 and master teacher 5, an updated reclassification policy for teachers and school heads, as well as standardized staffing parameters to strengthen leadership in schools. It also provides structure for the creation of new 15,000 principal positions in public schools.
DWDD National News.
The Department of Education plans to roll out the revised curriculum for grades 11 and 12, or the senior high school program, this coming school year 2025 to 2026. Deputy Secretary Sonny Angara said the updates on the revision of the SHS curriculum is going well. He mentioned that the reception of schools has been positive. Angara also noted that the implementation of the revised SHS curriculum will start this coming school year, but will be done in phases.
Armed Forces Radio.
From NOLCOM, let's hear some information from Joanne about CSAF visits to NOLCOM AFP strengthen coordination on communication and information system support.
G. Buka, Philippine Air Force, Commander of NOLCOM AFP with the command staff, welcome Brigadier General Constancio M. Espina, the 2nd Philippine Army, Commander of the Communication, Electronics and Information System Service, Armed Forces of the Philippines with military honors at Camp Aquino on February 18, 2025. Discussions focus on enhancing interoperability and modernizing communication systems to support NOLCOM's effort in becoming a jointly engaged, sustainment, maintain, and readiness-trained smart force. The visit also highlights the importance of integrating advanced communication capabilities to sustain operational readiness and improve joint operations across NOLCOM's area of responsibility. This is John Sagok reporting from Northern Luzon Command for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Joanne from NOLCOM.
DWDD National News.
For other national news, former ABS-CBN reporter Jay Ruiz is set to take the helm of the Presidential Communications Office after veteran broadcaster Cesar Chavez stepped down as its acting secretary. Chavez said he submitted his irrevocable resignation last February 8. In a text message, Chavez said he would introduce Ruiz to the PCO on Monday so the latter could start his transition. Despite stepping down, Chavez said he would continue supporting the Marcos administration, whom he thanked for trusting him with the vital role of heading the administration's communications arm.
DWDD National News.
Officials of Barangay Matandang Balara in Quezon City plan to deploy again an army of frogs to catch and swallow dengue-carrying mosquitoes following a dengue outbreak declaration in the city. Mayor Joy Belmonte declared a dengue outbreak last February 15. Barangay Chairperson Alan Fanza said they actually saw a decrease in dengue cases when they did before. In 2018 and 2019, the barangay released frogs after recording 2 deaths and over 200 dengue cases.
Armed Forces Radio.
Let us hear more report from AMI about Naval Reserve Command focuses on building ready reserve force.
Yes, Rof, Naval Reserve Command, Commander Major General Doroteo Jose M. Halandone, Philippine Navy Marines outlined plans to develop a fully ready reserve force during the first command conference at Naval Base Heraclio Alano, Cavite City yesterday. The conference, attended by all Naval Reserve Centers and units nationwide, focused on reviewing strategies for a reliable and resilient reserve force. Major General Halandone emphasized aligning efforts toward building a more prepared and capable naval reserve to support the Philippine Navy's mission. This is Ami reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Ami.
Armed Forces Radio.
Let us hear more from Meljoy of First Year G about JTF Karagatan Unilateral Exercises Day 3 concludes.
Yes, Rof, the Marine Battalion Landing Team 10 of the 4th Marine Brigade continues its unilateral exercises aimed at enhancing operational capabilities. Utilizing established lookouts and observation posts, the unit successfully conducted disruption operations targeting critical infrastructures, particularly airports and seaports, within the area of operations. These operations were focused on neutralizing potential threats from foreign adversaries, effectively preventing them from exploiting these key facilities and thereby significantly hindering their operational effectiveness. Through asymmetric warfare tactics and decisive maneuvers, the unit successfully disrupted enemy plans and halted aggressive advances. The integration of the Civilian Armed Forces Geographical Unit with the operating forces further bolstered the unit's capabilities, ensuring mission success. The dedication and commitment of our forces are evident as they engage in realistic, scenario-based training, showcasing their efficiency, adaptability, and combat readiness. The teamwork and professionalism displayed by the unit reinforce our commitment to excellence and the continuous improvement of our defense posture. This is Meljoy Nasho Arroco reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Maljoyo, for CRG.
DWDD National News.
The Office of Civil Defense Western Visayas is working closely with the municipal government of La Castellana in Negros Occidental to resolve concerns about evacuation sites for residents to be affected by a major eruption of Canlaon volcano. OCD Western Visayas Regional Director Raul Fernandez said they are trying to convince La Castellana Mayor Rumilla Nicor Mangilimutan to consider using the existing Himamaylan tent city as a temporary shelter for evacuees should the situation worsen. Fernandez added that up to 8 barangays in La Castellana are at risk and immediate action is needed. He assured that the municipality is working on a long-term plan for a permanent evacuation centers.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And that concludes today's broadcast. Thank you for tuning in, especially to our audience on AFP Radio, DWDD's Facebook page. Be sure to join and catch us again tomorrow for more stories and updates, same time and same station. Once again, this is Rolf Susan Abay for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Mga katropa, alam mo ba na ang DWDD 1134 kHz AFP Radio ay ang opisyal na radio station ng Sandatahang Lakas ng Pilipinas na binubuo ng Army, Navy at Air Force na siyang maghahatid sa inyo ng mga balita mula sa ating Armed Forces at iba pang impormasyon. Mga katropa, hanapin at ilike kami sa Facebook, Twitter at YouTube. DWDD AFP Radio, ang boses ng Kawal Pilipino.